We are a neighborhood restaurant. As I grew up as a kid, you never went downtown. You had great neighborhood joints, and your dad or your mom knew the owner, the chef, whatever. It was a good time, and you ate well. And that's all I've tried to emulate here is a dying art that was a Chicago staple. On a normal night, I try and see everybody that's out here and make sure they enjoy themselves. Nice to see you, sir. Thanks. Good, honest seafood, the freshest you can possibly get in the city at an affordable price. Affordable dining is what our whole goal is in feeding you right. We have specials each night of the week. Every night we offer a $10 fresh seafood entree that comes with salad, potato, and vegetables. We write up 5 to 6 specials every night. Whatever's fresh and available, we will have. Tonight, we have a special request for a table. They want 2 5-pound Maine lobsters. So we get them for them. Everybody's friendly. It's a neighborhood joint, and if you can't enjoy yourself when you came here, you came in a bad mood.
So George, you say that Pier 5736 is your favorite place for seafood. Tell us why.
Well, it's a neighborhood place where you can go, but it's downtown atmosphere for food. I mean, the food is great, but you're not paying downtown prices, and it's a nice little family type restaurant where you can go and just have an appetizer and a drink, or have a full meal, and you don't have to mug somebody to get all your money, to spend all your money at the restaurant.
Now, affordability and seafood don't necessarily go hand in hand. I mean, that's kind of a unique feat that they're offering.
Absolutely, and that's the thing I loved about it when I first went there. I went there, it was on a Tuesday, and and they have specials. And I was looking at the menu, and he says, well, when you come here, we have a 3-course meal for $25. And I said, wow, that's great. Okay, now we got that. And he goes, and for an extra $10, you can have 3 different glasses of wine to go with it. So for $35, you get a 3-course meal and 3 glasses of wine, 3 different glasses of wine, or 3 of the same, all depending. And Peter McCarthy, the chef, he picks the wines, and he gives you, an opportunity to try different flavors with different meals.
I thought it was a very welcoming place. You walked in and you were greeted like you were a regular. And it was my first time to the restaurant, but they definitely treated me like I was an old friend. And I think, I'm not sure whether it was the owner or the chef, but several people stopped by to the by my table to, just to say hello and say, oh, is this your first time? And to welcome me there. So I thought that was great. I also had the prefix menu, which is a great bargain. I ordered the crab cakes for my appetizer, and that was amazing. It's the best crab cakes I've had in a really long time.
I went with a crab cocktail instead, which is different. It comes in a glass, and it's excellent. It's almost like a crab ceviche.
For the entree, I asked for a recommendation, and the waitress knew that I had ordered crab cakes, and she recommended lake perch and crab cakes as my entree, which I thought was a little strange.
Maybe she really likes crab cakes.
Maybe, and I did too, but I thought, okay, I need to split it up a little bit. But my fish was a tiny bit overcooked, which was, it was a little hard, a little dry. The dessert, though, was phenomenal. I had a chocolate mousse it was on top of like a little sponge cake, and it's covered with chocolate ganache. And it is definitely the best mousse I've ever had in my life. I would definitely make the trip up there for that dessert.
Well, Annie, what'd you think?
I definitely liked the food. It was tasty. It was well served. I started with the fried calamari and oysters on the half shelf, and the thing about oysters is that they have to be really fresh, and they were fresh. They were really, really tasty. The calamari was one of the best I've ever had, and I really like calamari. My lemon pepper grilled shrimp was excellent. It came with grilled potatoes and asparagus. As for the dessert, I had the same thing as you did, the chocolate mousse.
It's good,
it was
right?
delicious. I mean, chocolate mousse sounds kind of generic to me, like, oh, chocolate mousse.
Right.
So, but I decided to give it a try, and it was absolutely great.
George, tell us about the crowd and sort of the feel for the place.
It's a neighborhood crowd. You'll see people from the neighborhood, but then again, you'll see new people who venture over there to see it. It's comfortable. You don't have to get all dressed up to go there. You can relax. You can sit at the bar and have a nice drink and argue over the Cubs stocks, who's better. You can sit down at there, like I said, have The one side is more casual, and then you have a little more of a formal dining room on the second half of the restaurant to have a little more quiet, intimate dinner.
I was in the back room, the one that's slightly more formal, and it wasn't too crowded, but it was nice. You know, it was comfortable. But the bar area, there were definitely some kind of salty regulars that were sitting there, and the language was kind of colorful, and it definitely carried.
Well, that's
into
to be
the bar.
expected if they're
Absolutely.
discussing socks and.
Yeah, if you're
That's right.
you're arguing about daily politics, local politics or anything of that sort, sure. Unfortunately,
Right.
that's the neighborhood flavor.
Sure.
That's the part I like.
Sure.
So, Anya, is this a place where you can go just the two of you, you and your husband, or is this like a group sort of place?
I would say that this is a group place because that was actually the only thing that bothered me a little about the pier, that seafood and baseball really doesn't go together for me. Bar, it is a bar, right? With few tables, and when I go to a bar, I would probably prefer to have a drink and order a cheeseburger instead of a nice $30 dinner. So it just didn't match for me. However, I have to say the food. I have to say it again. The food was really nice.
George, you picked Pier 5736. Give us a summary.
Great food, great service, nice, quiet, local atmosphere at a great price.
Okay. Angelique?
It's a friendly neighborhood, welcoming neighborhood joint with great appetizers and great desserts.
Anya?
If you are a seafood fan and you don't want to miss your White Sox game, go for it.
Well, you can try the crab cocktail and more at Pier 5736 North Elston, 773-774-3663. Open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are suggested, and the average tab per person without drinks is $25.